time, I prepared a speech with the topic named How is Digital Learning Going to Change School Education? Please enjoy. A cynic saying development of technology will worsen the world. It seems half right and half wrong. Through the technology, lifestyle became more convenient, while there are unprecedented problems. This kind of situations can be seen in many fields, and education is one of them. Digital learning is becoming popular in education. Just like the effects of the technology development, digital learning is changing the world in both good and bad ways. Through the development of technology, there came the various forms in which learning contents are delivered. It is no longer necessary to stick to using one form of content in the process of teaching and learning. Teachers can now use videos and other forms to enhance the process of learning. For example, students may study geography using interactive software such as Google Earth or Google Maps instead of looking at a picture. As a result of the use of various forms of contents, learning and teaching are now fun and more meaningful than the way it was in the past. Second, in medieval times, books were rare, and few elites had access to educational opportunities. But today, massive amounts of information are available at one's fingertips through the internet, and opportunities for formal learning are available online worldwide through the Khan Academy, Hackers, EBS, and more. Access to learning opportunities today is unprecedented in scope thanks to technology. Despite this, digital learning has brought many benefits. Side effects have also come up with it. Most students in high school and university use their laptops during the class for educational purposes, which achieved digital learning. However, such digital tools can be seen as a distraction. If they do not focus enough on what they are studying, they can be easily distracted by these tools and waste their study time by going to Facebook or playing games. Digital learning enables communication out of the classroom, and it means that students are able to copy homeworks from another person's work. There are some online sites that students pay money and get written essays. Another site enables students to share their answer sheets of exams, and such cheating reduces the development of students as a learner and lose their students' morality. Technology is a powerful tool that can support and transform education in many ways, from making it easier for teachers to create instructional materials to enabling new ways for people to learn and work together. On the other hand, this digital learning can be a temptation to hinder the abilities students should exhibit. They will not be able to concentrate on the class, and they will be able to cheat for their homework or test using other people's materials. Digital learning is definitely changing the world, and the true value of it depends on our own hands. Therefore, it seems that strict control of teachers is necessary to apply digital learning, which has both advantages and disadvantages.
Okay. Mrs. Wang. Okay, Mrs. Wang is Jenny's mom. And then of course we have one of our senior, Timothy, is going to be and of course our administrator. So they will help us to select the best. I know that everyone has done their best to prepare. And we want to see who among you will stand out, okay?
Good afternoon, my name is Deha, and today the title of my piece is That's My King by Dr. S.M. Lockridge. The Bible says, "My king is the king of the Jews. He is the king of Israel. He's the King of righteousness. He's the King of the age. He's the King of heaven. He's the King of glory. He's the King of kings. And He's the Lord of lords. Now that's my King. I wonder if you know Him. My King is a sovereign King. No man's measure could define His limitless love. He's enduringly strong. He's entirely sincere. He's eternally steadfast. He's immortally grateful. He's impeccably powerful. He's impartially merciful. Do you know Him? He's the greatest phenomenon that has ever constituted the horizon of this world. He's God's Son. He's sinner's Savior. He's the centerpiece of civilization. He's unparalleled. He's unprecedented. He's the loftiest idea in literature. He's the highest personality in philosophy. He's the fundamental doctrine of true theology. He's the only one qualified to be an all-sufficient Savior. I wonder if you know Him today. He's a pledge strength for the weak. He's available for the tempted and the tried. He sympathizes and He saves. He strengthens and sustains. He guards and He guides. He heals the sick. He cleanses the lepers. He forgives sinners. He discharges debtors. He delivers captives. He defends the feeble. He blesses the young. He serves the unfortunate. He regards the aged. He rewards the diligent. Do you know? I wonder if you know Him. He's the key to knowledge. He's the wellspring of wisdom. He's the gateway, doorway of deliverance. He's the pathway of peace. He's the right roadway of righteousness. He's the highway of holiness. He's the gateway of glory. Do you know Him? Well, His life is matchless. His goodness is limitless. His mercy is everlasting. And His love never changes. His word is enough. His grace is sufficient. His reign is righteous. His yoke is easy. And His burdens is light. I wish I could describe Him to you. Yes, He's indescribable. He's incomprehensible. He's invincible. He's irresistible. You can get Him out of your mind. You can get Him off of our hand. You can outlive Him, and you can live without Him. Well, the Pharisees couldn't stand Him, but they found out they couldn't stop Him. Pilate couldn't find any fault in Him. Herod couldn't kill Him. Death couldn't handle Him, and the grave couldn't hold Him. Yes, that's my King. Thank you.
Holy word called I Will Be Confident by Pastor Stephen. The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came upon me, they stumbled and fell. Though a host should be against me, my heart shall not fear. The war should rise against me, in this I will be confident. I've got a promise. Turning back is not an option. There's a calling on my life. I'm not about to drop it. I got this. For this I was chosen. The final word of me was spoken before I was born. I have a purpose that goes far beyond what I want, what I feel, what I see, and what they say cannot be. With God, all things are possible. And when my desire aligns with the divine, I am unstoppable. In this I will be confident. Of course the climb is hard. I'm not surprised. The dream is difficult by design. To make sure I rely on His might, not mine. His plan, not mine. His hand, not mine. My assignment is conceived in His heart, His mind. And the blessing ahead will always be greater than the battle behind. So this is not the time to compromise or entertain 1,000 lies and a million reasons why I can't or won't or it's not or I'll never. I've heard it before, so shut up, devil. God didn't say He'd make it easy. He said He'd make me better, make me strong, and give me grace to carry on. No matter what the opposition, I only need one weapon. I have the faith to overcome. In this, I will be confident. I'm too close to quit, and the stakes are too great for me to hesitate. So whatever it costs, whatever it takes, I'll keep coming. I show up, take the shot with my hands shaking. The fear is real, but it won't break me. God will not fail me, nor forsake me. I'll keep coming. I I step to the battle like it's already won, like I got the enemy on the run. I speak and believe like it's already done. In this I will be confident. He made me a promise. He gave me a calling. I know that He's able to keep me from falling. I focus my hope. My excuses are gone. The moment to prove the power of God has come. He made me a promise. He gave me a calling. I know that He's able to keep me from falling. I focus my hope. My past is gone. The moment to prove the power of God has come. In this I will be confident. The time is now. The odds are long. The haters are loud. The pressure is on. But devil, you've messed with the wrong one. I've got my sling, I've got my stone, and in the name of my God, I will overcome. In this, I will be confident.
Good afternoon, my name is Golden Park. The title of my spoken word is Courage by T.B. Jakes. Courage! You got to have courage. Do you have courage to act unworthily of what you see inwardly? Will you die a dreamer? Will you die with birds on the edge and on the land of Kutaf, and Shutaf? Do you have courage? It takes courage to be successful. It is far easier not to be successful. Misery will always have company. Success brings content. If you don't want to make a grade, be mediocre. Be normal and fit in. If you are more concerned about people and you are about God, then you trust everything He put in you and just fit in with everybody else. Dress like them, walk like them, act like them, eat like them, go their way, go, think like they think, do what they do, and once you neutralize your uniqueness, you don't need courage. It takes courage to be different. It takes courage to go where you've never gone before. For some of you, it takes courage to go to school. It takes courage to be successful. It takes courage to win. People don't talk about people that don't win. If you win, they're gonna talk about you. Do you have courage to stand there? Though the storm keep raging and the people keep on talking, and you are standing there and saying you're too far to turn around. Do you have courage? I'm gonna say something to you. It takes courage to be exceptional. It takes courage to be wise. It takes courage to be rich. It takes courage to be educated. It takes courage to be knowledgeable. Because the moment you don't talk like you know, it takes courage. And I'm wondering in this way, what a down, mediocre society that we live in today. In this reality, that TV world that we live in today. I wonder if there's anybody left that's got some courage to say, after all of that I've been through, and all my ancestors have been through, and all my parents have been through, I didn't come through all of that just to fit in with normalcy. I wonder, I have courage to go after my dream. Is there anybody left in this place that got some courage?
I would love to be make you feel good too. Kindness can change someone's life. Kindness is amazing. So let's go and do something. Tomorrow, just maybe you will see someone else and you will smile. For why wait until tomorrow? Be kind today, and I mean right now, right this second. So you think we can make a difference? I do, and I know we can make a difference together. I know.
Good afternoon. My name is my speech is about in Genesis, Jesus Christ is the bread of life. In Exodus, He is the Passover lamb. In Leviticus, He is our high priest. In Numbers, He is the pillar of cloud by day and the fire by night. In Deuteronomy, He is the comforter unto Moses. In Joshua, He is the captain of our salvation. In Judges, He is our judge and lawyer. In Ruth, He is our kinsman redeemer. In 1st and 2nd Samuel, He is our trusted prophet. In Kings and Chronicles, He is our reigning king. In Ezra and Nehemiah, He is the rebuilder of the broken down walls of human life. And in Esther, He is our Mordecai. In Job, He is our ever-living redeemer. In Psalms, He is our shepherd. In Proverbs and Ecclesiastes, He is our wisdom. In in the Song of Solomon, He is our loving bridegroom. In Ezekiel, He is the wonderful four-faced. Hosea, he is the faithful husband forever married to the backslider. In Joel, he is the baptizer of the Holy Ghost and fire. In Amos, he is our burden bearer. In Obadiah, he is mighty to save. In Jonah, he is our great world missionary. In
Sige.
Good afternoon. My name is Mariah Jancy Araneta, and the title of my speech is Kindness. Henry James, an American writer, once said, 3 things in human life are important. The first, to be kind. The second, to be kind. The third, yes, to be kind. I share these words with you because they explain my one wish for the world. Anyone can wish. I mean, I can easily wish for 100% on my math test. But if I don't do the work, I can't get 100%. I can wish for the world to find a cure for cancer. And I can also wish for peace. But I mean, I'm only 10. I would love to do these things, but I can't. Well, maybe someday I can, but for now, there are things that I can do. And one of them is to be kind. Bullying is when a person hurts another person by saying mean words or using actions to someone else. There are 3 types of bullying: emotional bullying, physical bullying, and cyberbullying. Did you know 1 out of 10 students drop out of school because of being bullied? And that 3.2 million students each year are victims of bullying. This is so sad, but you know what? We can all change this, but only if we can all be kind. We can all do good things. We can all be kind. Anyone can be kind. Anyway, you can be kind. Not just to your best friend, not just to your neighbor, but a total stranger. All you have to do to be kind is just smile. That's it. Kind of simple. You can smile at someone that's good and could make their day. And chances are they'll smile back at you, and that will make you feel good too. Kindness can change someone's life. For example, there is a student walking around with no one during break time. They could get teased. They could get bullied for having no friends. They could turn out to be one of the victims who are bullied who drop out of school. But think, next time you see that person, go talk to them so they don't get teased, so they don't drop out of school, so they have a happy life. Kindness is amazing. I heard of a book about a boy who had a severe case and he's bullied. When given a choice between being right or being kind, to be kind is what's right. That's what he said was right. So let's go and do something. Tomorrow, just maybe, you'll see someone and you'll smile. But why wait until tomorrow? Be kind today, and I mean right now, right this second. So, do you think we can make a difference? I do, and I know we can make a difference together. I know.
My name is Delija, and the title of my spoken word is Friendship by R.T. Shogun. Good afternoon, my dear friends. Wish you all a very happy Friendship Day. Saying or thank you is very easy, but according to me, summarizing your feelings in words is difficult. This is such a small word, and there is lot that is yet to be said beyond these 2 words when it comes to expressing gratitude for our friends. People who are categorized as friends are the ones most special in this world, isn't it? The ones who officially are a bit of family, a bit of sibling, a bit of guide, and a perfect blend of every relation. Friends are For me, you all have been the best part of my life. Friends that have been never less than a family. You are my strength, and I cannot thank you enough for everything that you have done. From our gossip time to the time when we all sat together to study, each moment has created a memory. We all together have intentionally or unintentionally created so many memories that will be cherish throughout. Thanks for each one of you, and thanks to each one of you for your presence in my life. I still remember the time when we all sat together. I still remember the time when one of us suddenly called all others to meet in the evening. After the meeting, we all had our egg stomach due to endless laughing sessions. We have pampered each other. On the other hand, we have been the first ones to pull each other's legs. Friends are the foremost support system when sick, and I am blessed that I am the strongest support system. My friends are the ones on whom I can count on anything and everything, anytime and every time. Thank you for all the memories that your presence helped me to create. Thank you, my dear friend. You all are the major elements in my life flow. From being the all-time support system to those encouraging statements that you have.
Okay, good job.
Word is the Christ-centered Christmas. It's that time of year again. December has come and with it all the joys of Christmas. Lights are all around the Christmas tree is lit up with lights and fancy ornaments. A season of giving and receiving gifts from families and friends. House are being decorated, stuff is hanging in the living room and shows Merry Christmas to those who have the sky. All of this means it's Christmas. Oh wait, are you missing something? Have you taken out the one who gives happiness for eternity? What is left to celebrate without him? He who was born in a manger, a virgin manger, to be our friend, not a stranger, to protect us from all sorts of danger. Yes, I am talking about the one mighty King, the Counselor, the Prince, the Peace, the great I am. He who was and is to come, the life giver, the burden bearer, the sins forgiver, the only Son of the living God, for Jesus is his name. His gospel is peace and his law is love. He breaks our chains and he sets us free from all sorts of slavery. Jesus is the gift of God to all humanity. He offers us eternal life, which is his gift to all mankind. Christmas has given God to rejoice in Jesus who saved us. Christmas was made in the name of Jesus Christ, so it means no Jesus Christ, no Christmas. If you like Christmas, you can love your enemies and neighbors. What God wants us to do. Jesus, and Jesus is the true meaning of Christmas.
already so many members. Okay, good job. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is SIA, and the title of my speech is That's My King by Dr. S.M. Lockwood. The Bible says, My King is the King of the Jews. He is the King of Israel. He is the King of righteousness. He is the King of the angels. He is the King of heaven. He is the King of glory. He is the King of kings. And He is the Lord of lords. Now that's my King. I wanted to know him. My King is a sovereign King. No missing, measured and defined as endless God. He's a luminous God. He's an endless user. He's eternally steadfast. He's immortally graceful. He's eternally powerful. He's impartially merciful. Do you know him? He's the greatest phenomenon that has ever caused the horizon of this world. He is God's Son. He's a sinner's Savior. He's the centerpiece of civilization. He's unparalleled. He's unprecedented. He is the loftiest idea in literature. He is the highest personality in philosophy. He is the fundamental doctrine of true theology. He is the only one qualified to be an all-sufficient Savior. I wonder if we know him today. He supplies strength for the weak. He is available for the tempted and the high. He sympathizes and saves. He strengthens and sustains. He guards and lives. He heals the sick. He cleanses the lepers. He forgives sinners. He discharges debtors. He delivers captors. He defends the feeble. He blesses the young. He serves the unfortunate. He regards the aged. He regards the division. And he despises the wicked. I wonder if you know him. He is the key to knowledge. He is the wellspring of wisdom. He is the doorway of deliverance. He is the pathway of peace. He is the roadway of righteousness. He is the pathway of He is the highway of holiness. He is the gateway of glory. Do you know him? His life is matchless. His goodness is limitless. His mercy is everlasting. His love never changes. His word is enough. His grace is sufficient. His reign is righteous. His yoke is easy, and his burden is light. I wish I could describe him to you. Yes, he's indescribable. He's incomprehensible. He's invisible. He's irresistible. You can get him out of your mind. You can get him off of our hands. You can outlive him, and you can live without him. Well, the Pharisees couldn't stand him, but they found out they couldn't stop him. Pilate couldn't find him any fault. Herod couldn't kill him. Death couldn't handle him. And the grave couldn't hold him. Yes, that's my king.
Good afternoon, my name is Ray, and the title of my piece is It's Not That I Don't Want to Be Happy by Maria Jones. Thank you. It's not that I don't want to be happy. I feel suffocated, embarrassed, ashamed. Why did I have to be this way? I have a great family, amazing friends, good academic results on paper. Everything is okay. Yet all I ever seem to see is sadness and gray. there's like this burden on me, pulling me to the ground, and however hard you try, I can bring myself out to be happy. I can bring myself to carry. It has become a constant nightmare, and it's just not fair to me. It's a disease that affects every aspect of my life, my work, my relationship, my education, and to this day, try my best effort to explain. I'm always met with a blind hesitation. People ask me, why you're so sad? I tell them, I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is that I wake up every day feeling like in a bad mood, and that becomes my feeling every day. Where is the fairness of it all? Do you think I like to watch myself cry into I'm always met with a blind hesitation. People ask me why you're so sad. I tell them I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is that I wake up every day feeling like in a bad mood, and that becomes my feeling every day. I'm afraid of the world. I'm afraid of putting my guard down in fear that I will be hurt by someone when I cannot do well. Where is the fairness of it all? Do you think I like to watch myself cry into this hole of self-blame, shame, and sadness? And so I hide them and put up a wall that's so high you will never see my pain or any of my flaws. So I carry this character. He is perfect. He is invincible. And so I carry on this living lives, one for the public, one just for me late at night. Because that easier and we think you have a problem, and that's the problem. The stigma is real, people, and it will go away until we realize the feeling that mental health is a big deal. It's a disease that's affecting so many lives. Wake up and listen to the silent cries. It's a kid who never speaks, the guy who is always tired, the young woman who is too emotional, the guy who just got fired because he was upset a lot. He couldn't get up of his bed due to his mental health. But do you think his colleagues knew that? Of course not. Depression is inside me, and it eats me up daily. And it seems to the end, but a guy told me to go to the Lord and pray. Then I followed what he said. Then I got a feeling inside me. I feel joy and happy. And I don't feel the sadness and gray. And because of him, I've got joy.
Life is not about proving anyone wrong. Life is about proving yourself right. Life is not about competing against others, but life is about competing against yourself. To make sure you are growing, you are better than your previous self, better than you were yesterday. To make sure you are growing every day, developing, learning, experiencing. Life is not about being perfect. It is about being happy. Love all the time, but every time you can. Life is not about being right. It is about being kind. When you have a choice to be right or to be kind, choose kindness, choose love. Life is not about noticing the negative. It is about creating such positive and negative things in comparison. Life is not about you. It's about everyone and everything. We are all connected, all sharing challenges, struggles that are struggles. Be kind, lift others up. Give really without expecting anything in return, and the world will return. events that occur in your life. It's helpful to remember that challenges are the start. Hard times are tests and character builders. Never lose your spirit because it is in our greatest challenges that our greatest strength is found. That is when our character shines right after the storm. What's really important is who you become through all of life challenges. What you make and accumulate will never be a match for who you are and how much happiness you bring to this world. Don't ever forget that. You are a miracle. This world is a blessing. Life is a miracle.
Okay, good job. Thank
My name is Shing Skang, and the title of my spoken word is Love to Worship. Worship. With what's beneath the surface, do you love to worship? Is He worth it? Or do you love the chord progressions? And are you thrilled that the worship leaders sing so impressive? Do you love the feel, the rhythm, but is Jesus lost in the feeling? Is your praise personal or conditional? And do you understand that worship is His gift to you? This isn't how you worship, but it is when you worship. Because when you love to worship, you may go to work, but you come to worship. You feel the warmth of the sun and worship like, thank you, God, for your blessings. Don't be numb to worship. This is not a genre, but a gene. A gene that is present in the DNA of all of the redeemed. We don't worship to be clean, we worship because He cleaned us. And sometimes worship is a war. To fight what tries to come between us. The Spirit intercedes in His worship becomes real, as if we are at His throne pouring perfume on His feet, consumed with the peace that won't be moved. It completes us. And yes, we're getting the God. But not our giving what we are getting from God isn't this odd. You see, God is pouring the fuel of faith in our hearts to fight our overwhelms and satisfaction of blaze in our heart. And as we gaze at the cross with eyes of faith, we still find ourselves surprised by grace. This compels us to worship with our beings, our life, our breathing, our passions, our seeking. Keep believing, never ceasing this offering of joyful proclamations to let the world know about the God who saved us. When is the last time you picked up His word and said, God, I'm reading to worship, not just to know how to worship or become inspired to worship, but believing your word as a form of worship to you. Sometimes being still is worship. Sometimes shouting loud or bowing down or looking unto the hills is worship. Sometimes you may raise up the hands at the time you be undone. You may laugh or you may cry so hard no words can escape your lungs. You may be surrounded by the body of Christ or alone in your room seeking the Father of lights. I'm not against the full band, bass, guitars, keys, drums, leads, lows, as long as every pluck, every stroke, every hitting of the keys and pounding of the drum is done for the honor and glory of the Son. People, God's people, we should love to worship because He loved us first when we didn't deserve it.
Hello, my name is Comfort. I'm here to talk about how digital learning is going to change school and education in this rapidly growing 21st century society. Since the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, the world has been developing rapidly. with the contribution of many chemists, physicists, inventors, and people. The number of technological devices has been increasing exponentially, and an extensive amount of information and instructional opportunities became accessible to the human population. Digital learning indicates any types of instructional practices facilitated by various technology that provides a wider spectrum of educational experiences and accessibility. Digital learning is going to change world in both positive and negative ways depending on how we use it. Do you know any benefits of digital learning? First of all, people can access to a more extensive amount of information from the internet, a globally interconnected network system. According to the statistics, there are about 1.7 billion websites on the internet currently. Even though it does not necessarily mean that all the websites are credible, the data tells us that we see and hear a huge amount of information on a daily basis. Why is this significant? Traditional learning has a restriction on the amount of information, time, or space. People were only able to learn in classrooms through other people and books before they became able to access to digital learning. However, now we can access information and learn anytime and anywhere, and that is a huge advantage for both students and non-students. For example, students can study extra information or people level through online classes. People can simply type out a few words on the internet to get information instead of looking through hundreds of books or magazines. Simplicity and accessibility are the greatest advantage of digital learning. In contrast, there are cause problems of digital learning as well. First of all, digital devices are strong and dangerous sources of distraction. Sometimes students spend more time playing games or watching videos than they should. I do not want to say that the entertainment such as games, shows, or dramas or bad things, they essentially help us to learn outside of class. People learn functions and teamwork through games, and they learn life and gain knowledge through different shows. However, at times, they completely lose interest of their course books and classroom lectures because the games and videos are highly addictive distractors and are more interesting than boring biology book and classroom history lectures. This way, they're bound to miss out on important stuff such as homework or in-class work. Digital learning and technological devices can foster cheating and plagiarism. The devices are fascinating and innovative. However, those are dangerous temptation as well. As I mentioned earlier, people can easily access to a vast amount of information in modern days, and it is easily for people to copy and paste other people's works into their works, which is called plagiarism. So students became lazy and do not attempt to learn, but find answers online just to finish their task. We cannot stereotype into all the students, but the risk of cheating and plagiarism really destroys the ultimate goal of education because the students cannot truly learn even though they can get a huge amount of information. In conclusion, digital learning is like a double-edged sword. It can help people out to reach the ultimate goal of education, but at the same time, digital learning may destroy it as well. With its simplicity and accessibility of extensive information, digital learning provides a more convenient learning environment for everyone. Visualized study methods and practices can help students to get closer to topics more vividly in coordination with traditional learning. On the other hand, entertainments from the digital devices are highly addictive distractors that can make students to procrastinate and miss out things they should focus on. Developing technologies and portable devices have the risks of encouraging cheating and plagiarism as well. Nevertheless, though digital learning can lead people to reach the ultimate goal, So the ultimate goal of education, implementation, and integration of technology should come with detailed guidelines and rules to eliminate possible setbacks. Since we know how it can also affect negatively, we should constantly be very utilizing digital learning. Utilizing of the effectively not just for the education but for all our society. Thank you.
My name is Amir, and today I'm going to state how this digital learning is going to change school and education. Digital learning has been included in digital education a few years back and have had mostly positive response from students and also parents. Smart classroom is completely adopted by teachers and management for effective and successful learning. Before using a digital learning in schools and classroom, at first, a teacher should be able to operate such tools and techniques in the classroom. For the special training should be given to teachers, and they should take the responsibility for it. Digital learning mainly help to increase the productivity and efficiency of educators. There were many different types of digital learning. Which can be used in the classroom. Or the teacher should be able to select the best tools for teaching or information technology as teaching aid may positively affect the teachers and also students. It helps to attentive and more to explain the syllabus to the students, so teachers can use audio visual technology as most effective education in this modern education been warmly and graciously welcomed by the world. A lot of people achieved in this area, but still the journey is not complete and long way to go. The digital learning and teaching community, as well as the learners, can take the comprehensive advantage of technology and can make their professional more interesting by breaking the shackles of teaching methods. The modern day education is to ascend many more steps further and bring learners that can change digital learning education.
My name is Nicole Ock, and today I'm going to talk about how is digital learning going to change schools and education. Nowadays, technology is advancing with the speed of light, touching most of the aspects of our daily life. It will be inevitable for educational system not to be affected by it. The trend of education is to leaving a space for digital learning to create a new era and moving forward. Both teachers and students are benefiting from numerous advantages that digital learning has to offer. So let's take a look at what is digital learning. Digital learning is a learning method based on retrieving information through technological devices. In this setup, students are able to get proper education from alternative and interactive method using web-based curriculum, that the process of learning is done through different electronic devices. The kids are taught with help of large LCD screens and projectors, which is beyond conventional methods of teaching. It facilitates the learning process anywhere and anytime. The benefits. What are the benefits of digital learning in the future of our education? First, for both students and teachers, it helps save a lot of time. Nowadays, we can have opportunity to experience educational method, and learn from best professors without traveling miles away. They will enable to participate in lectures without being physically on the same place. Digital learning can also make education easier and more accessible. For students, they can collaborate with their classmates and professors through digital whiteboarding to make learning process even more interactive. There is a broad variety of information that advances students' creativity. They can learn how to become critical thinkers. As for teachers, they can better control progress of their students. At any given point, they can access the information regarding each student and where the entire class is standing. Teachers use a wider range of tools and devices to capture the need of each student. Furthermore, the digital learning is being quite beneficial students with learning disabilities. Conclusion in education is very important, especially children with disabilities. In this new era of technological advancement is creating a global environment that requires everyone to adapt, and follow the path of digital age. Students and teachers should be enhanced with digital learning tools. Teachers need to get accustomed to the various digital tools. However, in making digital tools and programs before they can apply them to teach students. However, in making yourself familiar with digital tools, you should give some time to learn them. Then you can decide which is the best teaching method is that you can employ in classrooms and impart your knowledge to the students. Conclusion, education has the wider platform to have an education anywhere, anytime. For it to be more successful, we still need to work on guidelines and situational facilities that can offer a proper and conducive learning environment to eliminate possible danger of technology. Thank you.
Education through technology will change schools and education. There are many approvals and objections in teaching students through technology. Some approvals are that it offers a strong platform for better communication, and it is a boon for parents as well. Another benefit of digital learning is that it reduces time of researching things. With information easily available on the internet, you can easily find a solution to problems and questions and carry your work further. All the facts and research needed is provided by the internet. And are the latest, which adds an emphasis to your work. The teacher won't need to bring a big stack of paper for students to study. Instead, the students can research on their own through the internet and prepare for themselves. Objections from people are some of the reasons, such as it is a poor substitute for face-to-face training and speaking training. If it was a student learning something in the class, the students would be able to learn how to face people and how to speak by listening to the teachers. The students might be able to ask questions by raising their hands, and they will understand. As time goes by, the world will change, and the perspective view of technology will change too. Digital learning will, as at some point in the future, be adapted by schools and educations. Whether there might be approvals and objections, I hope the government will give the best reason in receiving or rejecting technology as our normal education system.
Good afternoon, my name is Josh, and today I'm going to talk about how is digital learning going to change schools and education. Technology has changed just about every field, including education. digital learning is learning is digital learning is digital learning is reshaping education in digital learning is reshaping education in unprecedented ways. The way students learn are changing rapidly thanks to technology, and both students and teachers benefit from it. There are several specific changes that we can expect to see as digital learning takes over technology, takes over education. For one, the way teachers present information and how students work with that information
You can tell it. Good afternoon, I'm Kenneth Ong. I'm going to talk about how is digital learning will affect schools and education. First, the definition of education. Digital education is a process of receiving or giving systematic instruction with the use of computer technology or based on learning which effectively makes the use of information technology to students. There are many of these changes, like teachers will be more enhanced with digital learning tools. There will be no instructional time. Digital learning has to make the research more simpler. Digital learning has to make the research simpler. There will be a reduction for the burden of paperwork. Besides that, I want to talk about something that is related to money. I will give an example of digital education adoption, which is DER, Digital Education Revolution, in Australia in 2018. It was Australia in January 2018. The now former Australian Prime Minister Kevin Rudd announced that the federal government's Digital Education Revolution, a $900 million for a 4-year program, which aims to achieve 1:2 ratio compared to all Australian secondary schools. Grants up to $1 million are available for schools for computer hardware, whereby the federal government enters the funding agreement with the respective local grant authorities. The 900 million figure was calculated on 900,000 students nationally in grade 9 to 12 at 1,000 per unit for effective ITC, information communication technology deployment to improve the above mentioned ratio. The federal government of Australia released its budget for 2008 and 2009. It includes additional $200 million in 2011 to 2012 for the DER, taking in total investment to $1.2 billion over 5 years, and funding of $32.6 million over 2 years for online curriculum tools and materials. Funding of $10 million over 3 years to establish support mechanisms to provide vital assistance for schools in the deployment of ITC. Even that amount of money, it was really tough time for Australia, but at least they could do what they wanted. With this example, we can see and make a comparison with other nations. Like, I made a comparison with Australia and Cambodia. The national budget for education of Australia was $29.87 billion. The national budget for education of Cambodia was $251 billion. It's over 100 times more than Australia's. With this comparison, many assume that it will be very hard to get the national support in Cambodia, or even many other nations with low budget for education. But why? it's because unlike Australia, Cambodia's education is based on more private schools and education than education offered by the government. With this information, many thought it would be very hard for government to support digital education, and this causes the big adoption for only some of the best schools in Cambodia, like Swiss, Northbridge, or maybe SIA. That means high-quality digital education system will be an opportunity for few schools in nations whose education is based on private schools. For many schools will be newly constructed with the purpose of following the trend. And the gap of quality of education between the best schools and other general schools will be even wider than now. But in another view, digital education can be a great opportunity and help for the students whose education in schools are really poor, or for those who are not having education at all. With cheaper money that can have high quality education made by some schools and NGO or missionary teams wherever they want. They will be able to study with the most recent and accurate education if they are willing to study. There will be differences by nations, like Western nations like Australia and other nations like Cambodia. OECD nations or the nations with huge budget will have big changes in almost every school, while in other nations whose education is based on private schools having further gaps between the schools. However, even in good, bad, or in good circumstances, digital education will be a great opportunity for everyone who is willing to study. And this is not strict. Also, I have experience about digital education. I excel offered by the SIA, like when I was first came to this school. And I felt that it was a great opportunity to learn and review what I learned, but the problem is it is available when I'm willing to study. Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Inam-san, and I'm here to tell you about how digital learning is going to affect the education industry. Everyone, the world is changing. Every day, new inventions, technology, and ideas are springing forth and arrival to our society. The world we live in today has been strengthened by many historical changes that have been occurred throughout centuries and centuries. The world is growing by being more efficient, more productive, and faster than ever before. In fact, no man can fully realize how far and how fast we have come. So let's shorten our world's 50,000 years history into, let's say, 50 years. We don't know that much about the first 40 years, except the end of them. Man began to build shelters and use animal skins for covering. 10 years ago, man learned to ride and use a cart with wheels. The term Christianity was made less than 2 years ago. The printing press was made this year. And less than 2 months ago, in this 50-year time span, the steam engine provided a new source of power. Last month, electric lights, telephones, automobiles, and airplanes became available. Only last week did we develop penicillin, television, and nuclear power. Right this minute, digital learning comes into view. According to one education blog, digital learning can be defined as the use of technology by students to enhance their learning process. Digital learning includes interactive application and tools which have a significant impact on the students' experience. Through smartphones, laptops, and tablets, a school can replace traditional learning with digital learning. At first glance, what kind of school would not want to utilize digital learning? Digital learning offers more convenience, less paperwork, and less complexity. But wait, stop right there and step back. Think again. There are still negative effects that we should never ignore. Firstly, digital learning can be seen as a distraction for students if they don't focus enough on what they're studying. They can be easily distracted by these tools and waste their study time. Social media and gaming websites are all over the internet. They can easily be distracted. They can easily be tempted and abandon their study and do other things. I can say this because this is also my experience. Secondly, digital learning can be an expensive way to study. Not every learner can afford a laptop, smartphone, or tablet to study, as they are quite expensive tools. However, if a school mostly consists of digital learning, the use of digital learning, the insufficient students can only acquire limited resources. Thirdly, digital learning means a lack of physical interaction between teachers and students. Usually, focusing only on digital learning, learners avoid attending class lectures and discussions. Nevertheless, the bond between the teacher and the students is very positive, learning for a positive digital learning experience. There are many more effects of digital learning, but only looking at these three that even make us step back and think for a while. But here's the thing. Both digital and traditional learning both have their pros and cons.
Okay, you can show it next time.
Good afternoon. I am Ms. Santi, and today my speech will be briefly answering the question, how digital learning improves schools and education. Digital learning is the study that is related to or involving the use of computer technology. It can also be referred to any type of learning accompanied by or the process that makes a beneficial use of technology. As students, we can enhance our level of education through online learning. Students can study at their own pace and adapt to their requirements and learning abilities. This method of studying has resulted in an astonishing boom in industry because of its rising popularity. This technique is so effective that some have argued that it is better than classroom-based learning. This fact raises the question, how can digital learning improve students' academic performance? In traditional classroom-based courses, students' retentiveness has continued to be a problem. It is sometimes hard for them to connect with the course materials or instructors. While there are many more reasons for why students are not catching up with their lessons, this is definitely one of the reasons. And digital learning provides a greater degree of flexibility, and it is less stressful. Thus, this type of learning helps to engage students at a deeper level. As long as the internet works, students can study anywhere online. It provides the potential of increased comfort if the student is studying in an environment that is free from distractions and favorable for learning. Students will be more motivated to learn in an environment that is customized to their needs and preferences, as most students, like myself, will enjoy the studying in an atmosphere that is customized to my needs and preferences. There are many benefits in online study, and they all help students to concentrate and have fun while learning. Despite all the benefits obtained from online learning, there are some disadvantages as well. If a student runs into questions and needs guidance in online education, it can be hard to contact with instructors. Some questions are best answered when meeting in person, and some might not even get answered. Time management is also a huge problem. Since students read and complete lectures whenever they like, they might fall behind without having a specific study schedule. While there are both advantages and disadvantages in online studying, we still need technology to work with every day. Technology is used for many things nowadays, but we must not neglect the most important study of all, God's Word. His Word is our comfort in our everyday life. The internet might not be working at times, and there are disadvantages in online study, but God is always here for us, and He is always good. The raw facts and information learned in school and at home is knowledge. Understanding is the ability to organize, relate, and evaluate facts from God's point of view. Last is wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to do as God would do. Only God's Word is able to give us true wisdom. In Proverbs chapter 19, verse 10 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is insight."